everybody. Welcome to Funnysad with your hosts, Travis Nelson and
Vanessa Don. We're back again. Separated this time. Social distancing. And we got a great guest for y'all.
We
Travis,
do.
tell them who it is.
Well, I'm in Seattle right now. Vanessa happens to be in Arizona, and our guest, Tyler the Hero Boeh, comes from Portland. What's up, Tyler?
Yes, I am here.
Tyler, I call the hero not only because he's an amazing comedian, and I do really mean that you guys should check him out. What's amazing about Tyler is actually someone called me, and just you were at Coos Bay, and the booker called me and told me that the first show, it's like an older, more conservative crowd, and you played them perfectly. And then the later show, all these young kids came in, and you completely switched it and did a completely different set and just crushed for both shows. And that's why I call you the hero. Partly it's the fact that you can go into like any venue and you have the ability and the writing ability and the performing ability to win over every audience. But you also have an amazing like home life. Like you're one of the few people, comedians I know who I really feel has it together. Whether or not you feel that way, I feel very strongly that Tyler Boeh has it together. He's a hero. He can, he's got his kids. He's taking care of everything, and he's also on the road. You got tweets saying you're up till 2 or 3 in the morning traveling. Right. It's all very amazing.
Yeah, Tyler will hit those energy drinks and be just ready.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. I'm
number one dad. I don't think we've ever done this before on an episode. Just compliment someone this much. Usually we're roasting the fuck out of people. This is a change.
Yeah, I know. But Tyler is the hero, so I mean, what can you do? You can't roast the hero.
Yeah, respect where respect is due, I guess.
All right. I'm totally flattered, man. Thank you for sharing that story with me. But actually, Pat called me I think that day that you talked, and she called me, and just to say, no, she was very sweet. She was like, you restored or refreshed my faith in comedy, because she was like, did you realize that you did a completely different set for those 2 shows? And she just said, I'm 100 years old and we've seen it all in the business. So it's like, she's like, we get jaded, we get tired and all that. And she was like, it was just really refreshing to watch.
Tyler, I had a tweet that I thought was sad and true and a little funny. You said, in 2020, a power outage is as good as a snow day, which, yeah.
So I got 2 kids at home. I'm homeschooling them, and it's all online. And we had that crazy windstorm in the Northwest, and we had a power outage. And I was just thinking of all the kids who were probably super excited because no power means no internet, and in 2020 no internet means no school. So I remember being that kid, like in Portland, you'd wait by the radio in the morning and they would announce all the school closures, and you'd be like, yes, snow day. And
right
now all it takes is a heavy wind and
no school.
and knock out the internet. It's just as good.
I mean, don't kids kind of want to go to school though? Like, what else are they at this point? What else are they doing? How are your kids handling the whole lockup?
But they're young enough that they're really taking it in stride. But it is crazy, man. I got a buddy who, he said he was having his kid, who I think is 5 or 6. He was letting the kid go into his room and do his online school by himself for a while, and then he realized his kid was like logging into school and then just spend the rest of the time watching YouTube videos.
Yeah, I mean, there has to be like that. This entire generation, I mean, there's no way you at that age you could not put me in front of a computer alone and expect me to stay focused. Like, that's not what technology is to kids. Technology is it's an upper for kids. It definitely, you get motivated, you're gonna explore the entire universe online. Yeah, you're not going to stick there and do multiplication tables. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
I'm just doing the best I can. And I have those comics who I've looked up to, like and Brad Upton, who are both phenomenal comics, but also, from the outside. I mean, I know them well enough to know, like, they're good family guys, and they're keeping it all together, and it's hard. And so those are guys that I've looked up to sort of as mentors and stuff, because this comedy life is hard, but it's doable. You can do it and have a family and have that balance. But It's
Yeah. And I also wanted to
hard.
mention where you're performing this weekend at Nowhere Comedy Club. You want to give that a quick shout out?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is my green screen background here. Nowhere Comedy Club. It is a fully online Zoom comedy club put together by, like I said earlier, I think Steve Hofstetter and I think Ben Glebe. But they're booking great comics, and if people haven't done Zoom comedy, some people are into it or not into it, but it's really a great option right now. You can see the audience, they can hear you, you can interact. So it's a great safe option. So I got a show Friday, November 6th at 6 p.m. Pacific, and then whatever time zone you're in from there. And the thing is this, it's kind of a quiet week, in the world. I can't really think of anything else that's going on this week. So, so, you should check it out. It's Friday. So, if we're not in the midst of a civil war, then it would be a good time to have a laugh.
Hey, and even if we are, both sides take a break and enjoy some Tyler Boeh, right? That's the hero brings everybody together.
Right.
That's what I've been telling the world.
I've got Aaron Engel and
Aaron!
Chris Johnson on the show. So it's going to be
that's going to be great.
Show.
Right.
I love both of them.
Yeah. Me too. And fucking Tyler's on the show, so.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a great. That's an amazing show.
What,
don't miss it. Check out Tyler's YouTube channel as well. My favorite video on there, I'm going to throw it up, is he did a battle rap show that he actually totally tore the roof off of. It was an amazing video.
Normally you roast people based on their accomplishments. It's hard to roast comics that hadn't accomplished shit. But he's a gentleman, it's hard for me to diss him. But he insisted and he gave me his permission. See me out here killing it, you just need to chill in it. I'll be on my Goku, you be on some grilling shit.
So you can check that out. Anything else on your YouTube you want to promote, Tyler?
Yeah, about a month ago, I started a series called This Week in History, and it's something I've been thinking about for a while, and the sort of boredom and stir craziness of the quarantine just was the kick in the butt that I needed to just get these videos going. So I just started putting out these videos once a week, where I go through events that happened in history for that week and just jokes about it. And I think I've got 4 out so far, and I'm going to try to keep it going. And
so check it out, everybody. Pull one from the before times, Y'all ever invite friends over just so you're motivated to clean the house?
Yeah, that's a good one. That is
that's what's a better,
in anticipation of the fact that I might be able to have people over someday. Just that looming in the distance has gotten me to start cleaning.
I try to keep the house pretty nice in general, but anytime someone's coming over, I feel like I have the go ahead to do the deep clean, the super scrub, the everything. 'Cause you can't have company over and not have a sparkling clean house. And then if they cancel last minute, that's fine. I mean, it's you're oh, we didn't get to hang out, but the house looks pretty freaking amazing. I also realized, I think I posted about this at one point, but I realized when I go out of town, I clean the house thoroughly before I go out of town, in part because I don't want to come home to a dirty house, but legitimately, I'm if someone breaks into my house, I don't want them thinking that I live in filth.
See, Tyler, that's another reason you're the hero, man. You're even thinking about what the burglars think about you and your personal cleanliness. And if that's not a hero trait, I don't know what it is.
If you're gonna rob me, you're at least gonna do it in a nice, tidy home.
Yeah. I that's so funny because do not feel my apartment, it's getting nicer, but it's it's been very messy, and usually I know it's not that people are coming over, it usually means a girl is coming over. If I walk into my apartment and it is surprise clean, I'm okay, well, I got to find something to do tonight cuz Chase is having a date over, but
that's the little bit older grown-up version of the sock on the door that was the college. right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
college
It's
food.
Right.
it's
You walk in the door, you see the vacuum lines in the carpet. You're like, oh, Chase has company.
yeah. I feel like you can like feel the ghosts of filth that used to be there. Like it feels haunted a little bit when you walk in, and it's like too clean, too fast. You're like, no, there's something remains. You know?
You know, I did say that I don't have OCD, but I don't know if this is cool. This is embarrassing or what. I did a gig one time, and I won't say exactly where, but I was in the Midwest, and it was a gig where I stayed at the Booker's. I was young at the time, and the guys that were running the comedy club were these young dudes, and they were like, yo, you can crash with us. And it was all cool. They had to go to work for the day. And we did the first show. I crash. I wake up the next day and realize like their apartment is filthy. And I called Miranda and I was like, this is bad. I'm going to clean their place.
Oh no.
And she's like, you can't do that. And I was like, watch me. And I was like, I got to just find some bleach and the back, you know what I mean? It was bad. I had to do it. And I
Yeah,
don't know if that's a bad thing to do, but I cleaned their house. Like I scrubbed their bathroom.
It's a very Tyler thing to do. I would expect that if you came and visited, I would expect to leave and come back and you'd cleaned up a little bit.
I'd be happy if somebody did that to my house. I'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Now I don't have to do that.
Yeah, I know I'm a slob, so it doesn't hurt my feelings when other people address the problem, you know?
I was just going to say there's a difference between clutter and then like dirty.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true.
Yeah,
I don't really like either, but
Are you pretty clean, Vanessa?
sometimes.
Yeah.
For the most part. Yeah, for the most part, like I'll keep stuff clean and then like I'll just do like the deep cleaning every now and then. Like,
Yeah.
but I'm not like gonna deep clean like every single week. Like that's not gonna happen.
One time I got all upset because I was staying at a comedy condo and it was disgusting. Like, I don't know if they hadn't cleaned it or if they just didn't clean it well, but I mean, we're talking dead cockroaches around and just gross. And I was like ready to throw a fit about it. And then like the second night I was there, the owner of the comedy club came and stayed at the condo with me. So it was a weird, like, all right, I guess if this guy is okay with the level of cleanliness this is, I also have to be okay with it. But man, he really lowered the bar because I was ready. You know, you never know if you're like, hey, there's dead cockroaches, whether they're going to be like, oh my God, or whether they'll be like, yes, I know. Right? Like,
Right.
You're like, who cleans this place? He's like, I do.
yeah. And I work very hard sprinkling dead cockroaches everywhere. Okay. It's a difficult job.
Right. Just so many excuses. Like my arthritis was flaring up. I did the best I could. I feel bad at that point.
Okay, Tyler, I got a tweet. Very quick, short, sweet, perfect little tweet, little wrapped in a perfect tweet little package. And you said, call me crazy, but I'm against gaslighting, which just good joke writing, really. That's
It might have been inspired by the current administration because it just feels like, you know, I mean, you know how gaslighting works, right? So
when you're like, well, 250,000 people have died, and the president's like, no, they didn't. You're like, what are we doing?
Allegedly. Like,
yeah.
all right. It may just be the Pellegrino talking, but this Sober October thing isn't as difficult as I thought it would be. Which I thought was pretty funny.
That's very funny.
I just wrapped up a Sober October, and it was funny because I posted. I think when I posted that, my twin sister who was doing it with me, the Sober October. So my dad, my twin sister, and my older sister, we all kind of did it as a challenge.
I'm going to throw up that, by the way, at this point, I'm going to throw up that photo of your twin sister with the flamethrower that you posted, just looking like a badass. Yeah.
Yes. My twin sister is a farmer and occasionally uses a legit flamethrower to burn holes in this like a weed mesh covering. It's like a plastic weed barrier. And she just like torches little holes in it because it's the quickest way to do it rather than cut them. Anyway, it's funny though because so I do have an older brother, and my dad like laid out the sober October challenge, and my older brother was just like, nah, I'm good.
I want to hear, Tyler, a Mormon version of Fuck, Marry, Kill called Mary, 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 which just it's a fun one.
I like it.
Yeah, I don't, you know, like that's just sometimes like you have something that you're thinking about and you want to write a joke about it or something, and you just are like you're banging your head against the wall, and then sometimes stuff like this just like pops in your head and you're like, I don't know, we've talked about this before, where you're like, I also like anything with wordplay, you know what I mean, is I love just
you and I
wordplay
both
stuff.
Audience sometimes will disagree, but I think you and I both feel very strongly that we like puns and wordplay. I feel like wordplay doesn't get enough excitement out of people.
You know my corny ass.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, who are we talking to? Vanessa's right here. Baka Bach.
Like, I'm gonna just hit him with a sheep joke. We'll see.
Oh, I missed that. Vanessa, you got another tweet?
Yeah. Motivational videos are really great at motivating me to watch more motivational videos.
Yes. I would like to say that motivational videos make me run out and just get work done, but I got down like a YouTube rabbit hole when I think I was on the road, just like in a hotel, and you start watching those videos. Like, I'm trying to think of there's a couple of people specifically, like just who've made a career out of motivational speaking. And you watch these videos and they get you fired up. Like, yeah, I got to live my life to the fullest. It's like, I can't hesitate. I got to take those chances and chase the dream. And, you know, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then then I'll just be like, I gotta watch more of these videos.
Right? You're like, while you're thinking about all the things that you can do to improve yourself, then the next video pops up and you're just like, yeah, that's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tyler, we've been on the road before where you have stayed up till like 4 a.m. watching rap battle videos. I remember that very vividly. It was just, we got to bed, we got to get back to the hotel early, and then, you know, check in with you next morning and you're slugging energy drinks. You're like, oh, I was up till 4.
Yeah.
Well, look how that paid off.
You should work harder, write smarter, aim higher, dig deeper, rewrite or retire. I'm from the foreign city, and I was born witty. And yeah, I'm older, but that means I got seniority. I'm at the top if you're scoping to see. Ain't nobody out in Portland that is doper than me. I'm the comic baller you were hoping to be, and you'd be lucky if I ever let you open for me.
I actually did some battle rapping. That's another thing, man. I love the wordplay and the complexity of the lyrics in those battle raps is insane. It a lot of times gets downright filthy and like misogynistic, and there's that's problematic. But there's some battle raps that's just insane. The wordplay and like the double entendre and the double meaning and the references. It's crazy. I love that stuff.
Yeah, man. The saddest thing about ninjas is if they go extinct, we'll probably never know. Which is sad and funny. I mean, you really, Tyler, you're such a positive, smiley person, and you're very upbeat on stage. And it's so funny to go through your Twitter, because I love your Twitter. And as I'm going through it, I'm like, wow, a lot of these are kind of funny and kind of sad, and they work out perfectly for the theme of the show that we don't play into enough.
I think of the different platforms, because I'm on Facebook and I was like the last person on Instagram, but I feel like of those different platforms, I feel like Twitter is the one where if I have something that's like a little bit darker, not that one's dark, that's just totally silly about ninjas, but if I do have any tweets or thoughts or jokes that are like a little bit darker or more funny, sad or whatever, that's definitely where I put them first usually, because like you're right, I have sort of, it's interesting as a comic when you sort of develop what you think is your persona or whatever. I am pretty generally a very positive, kind of happy, upbeat person. But you know, I have down days, and I have like I think dark things sometimes, and sometimes you're like, oh, can I post this, or is this like on brand for me or whatever? Like, it sounds weird to even say that, but Twitter, if I have anything that seems like dark or whatever, I put it on there. But yeah, ninjas, they're stealthy. You know what I mean? We might not ever know if they're gone.
You know, it sounds like
very
something
sad.
I would think of like as I was high, if I was high, like, you know what?
How would we know? How would we know?
Do you know any now? I don't know any now. Like, they could already be gone.
Are you a big fan of the Ultimate Ninja Warrior?
Oh God, yeah, I would love to.
Yeah,
go
I
on
thought
that
so.
show.
I thought I remembered that about you. It's been a year since I've seen you, but I remember you really liking that show.
I have like a high school buddy that I used to breakdance with who went on that show. I'm not sure how far he got, but he did pretty well, and he was absolutely like ripped when he did it. Like he spent a long time training for it because you have to. It's so intense.
I know. I feel like at this point in my life, it's just not it's not in the cards for me anymore. Like 10 years ago, yeah, maybe. Like, but
You aged out of Ninja Warrior.
Anybody can have a shot at making the crash reel.
yes, I've aged out. All right, and I got two more. I wasn't prepared for how many passwords I would need as an adult, and that's.
There's just. I think that one got inspired by. I was on the road, and Miranda asked me because I am mostly running Henry's homeschool, and I think I was out of town, and Miranda had to log him in and was like, "What's his password?" And I was like, "I don't know. I'm sure I wrote it down somewhere," and she couldn't find it. And then I was just like trying to think of it, and I'm like, "Here's what it probably is." And then eventually she found the piece of paper. I had written it down, but there's just too many. Like sometimes, like I recently got a invite to a royalty site for like making some royalties off one of my albums, and they were like, "Yeah, you need to set up a new account." And it was like, oh, even though it was going to mean like a little bit of money, I was like, another account? I don't know. I got to make a login, another password. Not doing it. No, I get it, but it's just so much. And I should have years ago started like a master list somewhere, because then like the worst are those sites that you got to log in like once a year. And then, because you're like, there's no way I'm remembering this.
And then like as soon as you try to change it, it's like you can't use an old password, and you're just like,
yeah,
that's
and
the worst.
It's like, what's really frustrating is if you come up with a really good password and you use it for everything, and then like 2 months later you have to change it again, and you're like, well, I don't have another one. I want credit for the good one I had 2 months ago. Why do I gotta add a 1 to it? Like, it sucks.
Right.
And for people who write for a living, you think we would be able to come up with unique passwords like that, but
well, plus
right,
some websites. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No,
nah,
go
cut
ahead.
it. It sucks. Go ahead.
All right, last tweet. Do you vow to love each other for better or worse in sickness and health, and even for the duration of a full lockdown quarantine situation? They should add that now. A lot of people didn't make it. A lot of people did not make it.
I've seen people get divorced and remarried during this quarantine.
So Miranda and I, we had our 10-year anniversary in August.
Oh, congrats, man.
Thank you. And we had a trip planned. We super lucked out. We had a trip to Hawaii planned for a work conference that Miranda had. We had it scheduled in, I think, the last week in February. And while we were there, we did a 10-year vow renewal. And like then we got home the next week, and then that's when Hawaii was like, you can't come here. So we super lucked out by getting that trip in before, but we did like a vow renewal. And then, like March, April was when everything locked down super tight. And I was just thinking about like how much time people are spending together, and like the dynamic of, you don't realize how much of a disruption it is. Like if you got this routine of like, you know, you go to your job, I go to mine, we spend time in the evening, or when you're just like nonstop together time, like that can be a big shift for people. So I just thought it'd be funny to put that in the fine print of the vows, you know, because like sickness, yes, health, yes, but like we've covered those. That's been in the vows for years. But like, but what about 24-hour nonstop? You could never leave. Like, will you still hang in there with me?
Yeah. Are you willing to mutually succumb to Stockholm syndrome with me? That's what our level become, is we have to be around each other, so we love it.
Right. Learn to love it. You can't leave.
All right, Vanessa, that was your last one?
That was my last one. Mhm.
All right, cool. Tyler, thanks for doing it. Go check out Tyler at the Nowhere Comedy Club this Friday, and check him out on YouTube and on Twitter. Tyler, what's your Twitter tag? I'm going to throw it underneath your face.
I'm pretty much just at Tyler Boeh on all of the things. It's TYLERBOEH.
Check Tyler Boeh out. Watch some of his stand-up. Watch all of his clips. See why I call him the hero. Thank you guys for checking this out. Thanks for tuning in from Arizona, Vanessa.
Yep. Out here.
All right, everybody.
Vanessa.
Yeah. Good job.